This kitchen. In the kitchen, this hotel bell system, this hood, the range wall. This side of the kitchen. Kitchens are the room I get asked about more than any other, and honestly, I get it. It's where everyone spends the most time. Today, I'm walking you through my top 7 kitchen designs. I'll show you the layouts that actually work, the finishes I keep coming back to, and a few small details that make a big impact on the room. Let's start with the most recent kitchen we completed, Oxford Road. This is Oxford Road. This kitchen was intentionally designed with broadbent architecture to feel a bit more intimate than the great room. The ceiling steps down. This is about the same size, if not smaller, than some of the other kitchens that we design in custom homes. And that's on purpose, so that it feels like, not like an airport terminal, and just feels like this homey space. The star of the whole kitchen, this range wall. You see that curved shape make an appearance, but this way we did it on the hood of the range. If you look really close, McEwen Custom Homes incorporated these little outlets that are integrated into the marble so you can hardly see them. And then on this back wall here, we did a custom Officine Golo range, and I love that it adds some color to the kitchen and a different materiality. So we have metal and the brass. Anytime we're designing a kitchen, the combination of finishes and materials is always a big discussion. Do we do painted and wood? Do we go dark? Do we connect it to the color that's throughout the home? Ultimately, we decided that the right move here was, with this being the heart of the home, we were going to carry that wood tone that you see on the openings in the great room and on the floors into this space and have it be all one finish. And I think it just really adds this coziness and simplicity when there's a lot of visual interest happening around this space. Now we're gonna head to the scullery, which is one of everyone's favorite rooms in the entire home. Believe it or not, it is about the same size as the actual kitchen. And this is really designed to be a working, functional second kitchen. When we did the tour for the family, the kids went in and they're like, this is where we're going to be baking. And I thought it was so sweet. So we always hide the pantry goods on the wall that you don't see when you walk into the pantry. So we did a wall for that. We did an island that feels more like furniture. I think it adds a lot of airiness and it has a more found feel. We did a Delft-inspired tile on all of the walls, inspired from the family's trip to the Netherlands. And then on the floors, we did this marble checkerboard pattern. And so we designed it to look like a rug. It's centered in the room and it has this double border detail and is really beautiful. We've talked about this hotel bell system a lot and has a very Downton Abbey feel. It was a really fun nod to history, and our client is actually gonna set these up so that he can ring his kids when it's time for dinner. This is something that's been on my wish list of design details. This copper pot rack system. It's filled with found and new pots, and then one of the finishing touches in this space is this commissioned painting of our client's grandmother, Grammy. Welcome to our Willow Creek estate project. I think you're going to love it. So in the kitchen, the main feature here is the hood. I wanted the scale of this hood to be in line with what the fireplace was on the other side of the room. It's all plaster, and then it has this really great trim detail. This is Taj Mahal in a leathered finish on the countertops. A great option for a natural stone that has a warmth to it that is very durable as well. We had to do large pendants. I wanted the scale of these to be stately and grand. We did antique brass hardware. I think it was very fitting for the Park City landscape, and it pairs really well with the oil rubbed bronze. If you're doing niches and you want to take them to the next level, I would definitely say to add marble or some sort of stone shelving and surround. We decided to do custom doors that open up to a coffee bar. Oh, I just got a whiff of that coffee smell. It's styled, but also functional at the same time. The doors on this side match the pantry doors on the other side that lead into the green painted pantry. This is our Valley Vistas project. This is set outside of Phoenix. This kitchen. When someone asks me what my favorite thing is in this home, the island is definitely one of them. I love opportunities to showcase collections and just beautiful things. There wasn't a need for a secondary sink on the island. This presented a huge opportunity design-wise. So we got to do this custom island with an open bottom so that it felt more like furniture in the middle of the room. I want to show you all the curves and special details that we incorporated. So there's a little curve here that mimics the curvature on the shelf underneath the island. And then that also plays into the curvature of the legs. Another thing I'll point out is the drop pull that we use throughout like this. This is a more traditional look, and it's something that you'll see on furniture. And we wanted this cabinetry to feel like furniture. It's a flush inset style. The cabinetry is so well made. Like this right here is a trash pull out, but when you close it, it looks like drawers. On the countertop backsplash here, you get that curvature. We have this amazing double faucet sink situation happening here. And I want to point out, the obvious answer would have been to do like either no shades or just a little Roman because these all open out. But we wanted this to feel more classic and have special little touches that took it to the more traditional side. So we actually hung a drapery rod above here that helped bridge the gap between this transom window and this window system here. And then the drapes actually come and just sit on the counter. The range wall, when you are staring at a blank set of drawings and trying to figure out how to fill that space, your mind goes in a million different directions, and really decided that the way to break up this long stretch of wall space was to enclose the range. So we brought this plaster hood down to the countertop, and we've incorporated this little swoop detail again that you've seen throughout the kitchen. Then we did a chamfer detail so it wasn't just flat. That creates a little shadow, which creates interest. And then we have a zalige tile. You often see it in a square shape or a more standard size, and this little size gives you more of like an interesting texture and the light bounces off of it in a really pretty way. This is our refrigerator wall. And again, we had another large expanse, and this was the perfect opportunity to showcase our clients' collected dishware. So if you look right here, you get that swooping effect. And this is what takes our cabinetry to the next level. You have these themes form and subtle details like corbels and brackets and levels, so that there was more opportunity for styling. And then we have done Calcutta marble countertops throughout the entire kitchen with an OG edge detail. And this again ties back to those curved themes that you've seen. This is the Gable House. This layout allows this young family to feel connected to the living and the dining room, and everyone is involved. We did a blue island that connects to the blue tones that you see in the living room and other spaces in the home. I want to call attention to the island details. So there is this panel style on the leg, but on the profile here, we have a reeded detail that wraps the side of the island. Glass cabinets by the fridge freezer, and this allows us to display and store functional pieces. We did a cream color on, it kind of has a taupey undertone. So it's slightly darker than the walls, and we carried that around the outside edges of this kitchen. We did flush inset cabinetry on all the walls, and we did a really pretty bead detail on the cabinet. So it's not something you see every day, and it adds a really subtle detail. And I love that this hardware, the knobs have a little back plate that is so pretty when you look up close. Then we have a little landing zone for more styling before you head into the pantry, which is behind this pocket door. So we carried the island color around the outside edges, and then we did a lighter shade of blue on the panels. And you know, we don't gatekeep paint colors, or at least I try not to. This time we used Benjamin Moore Kinfolk and French Blue. It's a perfect pairing to get this tonal look. Over to this amazing sink. So we did an oversized sink that could accommodate 2 pull-down faucets. And so this is actually from my Kohler collection, and I love that we got to show them in this beautiful setting. And this setup allows you to have, you know, an extra helper when you're doing the dishes. On the range wall, the intent was to keep it very classic. So we did a swooped hood with a really pretty molding profile, classic subway tile, but in a textural finish, so it catches the light in a really pretty way, and then marble countertops. And then we had the opportunity to change the knobs on the Wolf range, but decided that I loved the hint of red in this kitchen and what it brought. The Oaks project is located in San Antonio, Texas, and I'm really excited to share it with you today. Behind the living room, you walk under this wood-lined passageway and into a kitchen that ties in with that wood detail so that our stains are continuous. But it's the details that really make this kitchen shine. And there are so many of them. Starting on the range wall, we have this massive hood that stretches across this niche. And then it's all about the tile. So we did a Zalish tile, and then we did a gap spacing between the tiles with a larger grout to create a striping effect. And that just takes it to a whole new place. And then we did a little rod for pots and pans. And I love that you're getting really simple forms and then that vintage element with a patina to create a home that feels lived in and not brand new. This home is brand new, but it feels like it's been thoughtfully crafted over time. The brass pot rail ties into a brass foot rail across the base of the island. And on the island, we also have these very subtle curved corners that just adds, again, that little hint of softness, a bit of femininity against all of these black windows and some of the more streamlined features of the architecture. It's just those little hints of softness that go a long way to making a home feel inviting. As we were diving into the plans for this kitchen and looking at the elevations, we just kept going in circles about what this side wall needs to be. You have a bank of windows that's beautiful. It looks out to the front of the home. There is zero room for upper cabinetry on any of the walls of the kitchen. And we just had this long bank of countertop and cabinets below. And they're really beautiful cabinets, but we needed to take it to another place, and I wanted more room for styling so that we could add personality. So what we decided to do was incorporate a floating shelf with brackets that integrated into one of the mullions or the grids of the windows, and it's perfectly lined up. So it didn't break up the visual of the window, it just added to it. The brackets, the wood detail, and then we can style with all of these charming elements, but then our client still gets this great countertop surface to work on. Our Tahoe Pines project. I think the name is a giveaway. It's located in Lake Tahoe. Our clients had their heart set on a warm gray and wood kitchen, and that is a combination that we've seen before. And so when we hear that, we look for the details and how to differentiate and make each kitchen feel unique and special to the home and the homeowner. We have a great layout in the kitchen where we get this range wall, windows on one side with a sink, and then also a sink on the island. So there's a lot of space to work with. When we first started working on the design of this kitchen, the back wall wasn't all flush. There were some step backs, and
we felt it was really important to get everything flush so that the focal point was all about the range hood and what was happening right around that. We were able to create one flush moment with symmetrical spaces on either side of the range wall and then trim out the range area with a wood trim. And I love this detail because it's unusual, but it's a very simple detail that goes a long way. Those subtle little details then tie in to what we're doing on the tone of the island. So there's some continuity between the areas. We did a really pretty Zalish tile that goes to the ceiling, but instead of just doing that alone on the backsplash, we have such high spaces to work with that we wanted to break it up. So we carried the backsplash up with a tiny little ledge, and then we did these really pretty pewter sconces. Those things just help fill out the space and allow you to put things. Things add character and interest, and they help you fill out a space so it feels more lived in, and that shelf goes a long way. On the island, our clients loved my kitchen island, and I love my kitchen island too. But how do we take that and translate that to their home and do it in a new way? We opted to make the shelves symmetrical on the sides of the island because their kitchen is already quite asymmetrical with what's happening. And so we decided to go for symmetry, which is opposite of the reasoning behind what I did in my own kitchen. And then we did a great integrated apron front sink. So you see that countertop material carries across the countertop, but also across the front of the sink. It's a really nice blend of modern and traditional because an apron front sink is a bit more traditional, but we've done it in a really streamlined way to speak to the architecture of the home. And one of my favorite details that could be easily missed is the pewter cap detail on the legs of the island. It is subtle, but it goes a long way and also connects to the finish that we used in the kitchen, which is a pewter finish. And I love that cool tone with the warm woods on the island.
Welcome to our Summit Estate project. This is a new build located in Park City, and it's about 10,000 square feet. Welcome to the kitchen. This kitchen color is one of my favorites that we've ever done. You know I love green, it's my favorite color, and seeing it in this deep, moody hue is absolutely breathtaking. The design started with a range. Our client wanted something that made a statement, and we fell in love with the idea of doing a dark green LaConche range, and we color matched the cabinets and the range so that you got this really high impact with everything being one color on the surrounding edges of the room. There were some challenges when it came to figuring out the layout of the kitchen. The range isn't actually centered, and we needed to make it look like it was centered. One of our solutions to making this kitchen feel balanced was doing a door that looked integrated into the cabinetry, so we had a balance between what was happening on this side of the kitchen and match it on this side. The refrigerator is completely seamless. You can't even tell that that's the refrigerator. You can see how small I look in context with everything around me. The range hood is huge. We did a plaster, and then we did that dark stain that you see on the ceilings and you see on the timbers throughout the home. And we carried that with this really cool, you see this band detail, and then that transfers into these thick open shelves with the brass railing that ties in with the bar that we did in the basement. A few other noteworthy things in this kitchen. Our clients fell in love with the idea of doing stone on all of the walls and carrying that from the fireplace, and I loved that idea as well. And so we carried that all the way around the entire room. You'll also notice the cabinetry doesn't go all the way to the ceiling. There's a few reasons for this. One is these ceilings are very, very tall, and our drawings started looking top heavy, so I brought them down a bit. The other reason is because we wanted to be able to see more stone if it was going to be carried around the room. And lastly, after years and years of saying your cabinetry must go to the ceilings, we are seeing in design the cabinets changing a little bit, which is a bit English inspired. Okay, I'm gonna take you around to the back side of the sink because there are a few things I wanna show you over here. So one is In the soapstone, we have these carvings here so that you can brush everything into the sink. And also it's just a great design detail, an unlacquered brass faucet. And I love that this is a more traditional shape against a lot of the modern architecture that's happening in the home. And it still just feels right. It gives that nice juxtaposition that I'm always looking for when designing. On this wall here, we have an appliance garage so that we can hide the toaster and keep it clean but accessible. Over here, we have this great sconce moment. I say anytime you have an asymmetrical window or maybe just an extra gap that you don't know what to do with and you don't feel like art is the solution, a sconce is a great way to fill the space but also illuminate the room in an interesting way in the evening. This sconce, we did a custom shade in a fabric that matched the cabinets again so that we could really lean into that monochromatic look.